We're taking you to Brazil. A victim is finding the courage to speak out after a shocking alleged gang rape in that country was actually posted online. She's only 16 years old. The perpetrators, and this is difficult to stomach, as many as 30 men and boys. 30. We're hearing her describe the horror of what happened for the first time. Listen.
I fell asleep and woke up in a completely different place, with a man under me, one on top of me, and two holding me down on my hands. Many people laughing at me, and I was drugged out of it. Many people with guns, boys laughing and talking.
Well, the attack shocked Brazil so much that nationwide protests took place. Police have identified 6 suspects involved in the incident, and the girl's boyfriend is believed to be among them. New raids were launched today in the Rio favela where the alleged attack took place, but police have yet to arrest a single person. Let's bring in CNN's Shasta Darlington live in Rio for us at this hour. All right, so talk to us a little bit about the investigation. Now, they've identified suspects. Where are the arrests?
That's right, Hala. You know, they're coming slowly. They're really only letting the information trickle out slowly on the one hand to make sure they've got it right and so that they can try and locate these people. This all took place in a favela in western Rio, and they're still trying to locate a lot of these guys. They often, in many of these cases, only have their IP address or their voice that they heard on the video. And this is a crime that has really shocked a country used to a pretty high level of violence. And as you mentioned, it's prompted outlash on social media, street protests. Now even the victim herself is speaking out, and she says she has very little hope that justice will be done.
If I have to wait for the justice system, they've already shown me that nothing is going to happen. I am waiting for the justice of God that might be late but never fails.
Now, this all started last week when this 38-second video surfaced. It shows, unfortunately, the victim naked, unconscious, and you can hear these voices bragging about how more than 30 men had sexual intercourse with her. There were protests in numerous cities in Brazil over the weekend, right here in Rio de Janeiro, a city that's going to be receiving hundreds of thousands of visitors for the Olympic Games in just 2 months' time. Protesters took to the beach. They hung up laundry lines with red-painted clothes and undergarments. In Brasilia, there were hundreds of women carrying flowers who were actually held back with pepper spray when they tried to storm part of the Supreme Court. And we've heard from politicians from the interim president on down urging police to locate the suspects and do something about this, obviously also to try and quell those protests while the whole world is watching, Hala.
All right, so there's this story, which is shocking, and I understand even when that video was posted, there were misogynistic and sexist comments, essentially in favor of the perpetrators, the alleged perpetrators, more than the victim. But then there are other issues with overall violence in parts of Brazil. I mean, this, again, a few weeks, we should say, before the Olympic Games, other big international events. How much of an issue is this going to be on top of everything else?
I think at this point it's really getting a lot of response from women's groups and from human rights groups. They aren't tying it to the Olympics. This is being viewed as a global problem, a Brazilian problem. Unfortunately, violence against women, gang rapes, these are not isolated to Brazil. The problem is, of course, that with this big sporting event coming up, people really are looking at how these different social problems are affecting a city that will be receiving so many visitors. Authorities insist, you know, this city is going to be fully secure. They're going to have 85,000 police and troops on hand to make sure that athletes, visitors, their families, officials, everyone is safe. And we do expect that to happen. This city will be in lockdown. The problem is, of course, what's going on when the games are over. Things will go back to normal, and a lot needs to be done to make it a safer country, and I think this is true around the world, for women, where they can comfortably speak out about these kinds of crimes, Hala.
Well, that poor victim, the victim of that alleged rape, says she doesn't think anything will come of it. We hope that there is justice served in this case. Shasta Darlington, thanks very much. We really appreciate it.